I finally watched the new Avatar movie, the one that fully leaked a few months ago that had everyone in a frenzy discussing it, because they couldn't resist the temptation to unwrap Santa's gifts early. But I waited like a good boy for my dessert.
What's good, everybody? It's Steven and welcome back to the Experience Gaming channel. Today we are going to be having a reaction. We're going to be reviewing MoistCritiKal review video to the new Avatar movie, which is the Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender. I actually walked out of the movie really enjoying it. I thought it was fun. The animation was gorgeous. And personally, I was just excited to have Avatar back. But after watching Charlie's review, it was one of those moments whereby someone was able to put into thoughts things you were feeling but you couldn't quite articulate. So today we're gonna have a reaction to his review. We're gonna see what I agree with, what I don't agree with, and we are gonna talk about why I think this movie is really good, but why it doesn't quite reach the level of classic Avatar. Let's get into it. So before we even start talking about anything, I want to let everybody know that the movie was actually really good. The animation was good, the music was good, and Tagah, wow, Tagah is one of my favorite new Avatar characters. He's so manly. He exudes this masculinity that I actually really like. He kind of looks like the guy, kind of has the same vibe as the guy that was in season 3, The Legend of Korra, but he's like, to me, he's more, feels like someone with more wisdom, someone that's more, the right word would be someone that's more old, you know what I mean? Someone that's more elderly. So I really like that about him. So understand this, none of my criticism means that the movie was bad. The movie was really good. It just means that the movie wasn't unforgettable. It wasn't able to like catch us with the things that made classic Avatar and The Last Airbender that good. The things that we loved in the old Avatar could not be seen. Some of the elements could not be seen in this movie, but that doesn't change anything from this one. This movie is still an enjoyable movie that if you go to the cinema, you will get the most bang for your buck. So in Charlie's video, MoistCritikal's video, he talks about how bending was nerfed in this movie, and I totally agree. This movie, you had the least amount of movement for something to happen. Old Avatar, you had to actually move it. You had to actually feel it. You know what I mean? Your body had to flow with the energy before you could start using the elements. We didn't see a lot of that in this movie. But one thing for sure is that they made it clear for us to understand how much hairbending was really powerful. Because when Tagah came in, oh man, when Tagah came in, he came in with a lot of old hairbending techniques that we've never seen before. So he really showed us how much embedding was powerful, but most of the bending was like, it lacked that martial arts, like Charlie said, it lacked that martial arts feeling whereby you had to move with the chi before something came out. Now it was just move a little bit and boom, you get something out. Classic Avatar, bending felt mythical. It felt like there was this connection between your movement, your spirit, your energy, and that was what I was able to manifest the elements into life. And one thing again is, people weren't just throwing punches, they were able to control whole battlefields. Like if a hairbender gets into an arena, whatever the arena is, the amount of bending they could do to change the whole battlefield, that thing was crazy. Waterbenders controlled rivers, firebenders could use electricity. Bro, I feel like that's my biggest point about this new Avatar movie. We did not see one electricity bend. Nobody even thought of doing a little nothing. No electricity, what's it called, like to redirect the electricity, nothing. We just got throwing punches, a little bit of movements, and the elements manifest. Yeah, so this time around it felt more like people were actually throwing punches and a little bit of element manifestation was in there. The only elements, like I said, that actually felt really powerful in this movie was the hairbending, because like when the hairbenders came in, they controlled the whole direction of the battle. Once the hairbender was there, everything got tight. Everybody was like, damn. So another thing that Charlie talked about that I did not think about was the martial arts. Bending was connected to martial arts, so it felt more like it was part of the identity of being a bender. To be a bender, you have to be a good martial artist. But now that identity was kind of taken away from the movie. So once again, bending felt less powerful, and an identity of bending was taken out. Now it felt more like punches. It felt more like huge superpowers. It felt more like huge power-ups, because there was a lot of power-ups from two characters in the movie. Then this connection to martial arts, and now the connection to your spirit and your chi was able to make you have stronger bending. So that's probably one of the reasons why bending felt less powered in this movie. So another point that I have with regards to the movie, and this is for me, I think this is personally for me, but from the way Charlie was talking, from the way MoistCritikal was talking, that was how the idea came to me, because he was talking about how we felt like we didn't really get to see the characters bond as friends, and that is one of the biggest issue with this movie, because I would have really wanted this movie to be a series, one season, 12 episodes. They would have been able to like really dig into each character. They would have been able to like give us good character development, have bonding moments between the friends, and give us a proper backstory for Tagah that would have made the whole climax make even more sense, and then I would have tied the story together to give us something that would be really unforgettable. Instead of that, we had something that had so much material. There was so much material. Sonam, Tagah, hairbending, the staff, the bending turtles, the hidden island, the avatar state, and how you could go talk to the other avatars, and how Sonam was able to like hide herself somewhere different from the avatars. So many things that we could have fleshed out to give us a whole season of 12 episodes, 20 episodes, that would have really given us an unforgettable continuation to Avatar The Last Airbender. But yeah, it came out in the movie, and as with all movies, even if it's 2 hours, if the story is deep and if the story is heavy, you won't be able to flesh it all out in movies. Instead, what we get is that the characters don't even get time to breathe. Everything moves too fast. Relations happen quickly, major events happen quickly, and then before you even have time to be able to like really understand all what that happened in the movie, there's already talk about Avatar 7 Avens that's coming out soon. Yep, so it definitely feels like we are trying to run and sprint towards the next era without even having time to flesh out this one completely. So yeah, that is what I felt coming from the movie. Like I said, I really enjoyed the movie because it's been a while. Anything new that is Avatar, I'm definitely going to watch it. But if they could have fleshed it out and given us a season. So I was really excited, and the movie was really good. But this is something that could have been better. Now, one thing I do want to bring to you guys' attention is like, same thing as MoistCritikal. When the movie got leaked, I did not watch the movie when it got leaked. I took my time. I wanted to take my time to unwrap my gift and really enjoy the fruit of my patience, and that's what I did. So it's when it came out at the cinemas, I went to watch it at the cinemas, and yeah, it was a wonderful experience. So my other point I have to bring up about the movie was that the characters felt nerfed. Oh, this one is a big one for me. Charlie talked about how Tagah was able to like one man the whole Avatar team and win and kill them. That is crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, Toph is still amazing, because from each of the battle scenes that Toph did, she respected our eyes, she respected us, because she gave us really top-notch combat. Of course it's tough, so nothing new, nothing surprising. But like from what Charlie said, he talked about how Team Avatar got one man, no diff, because it did not feel like it was really difficult for Tagah to take them on. So one man versus the whole Avatar team and win and kill them, that felt like they got really nerfed. For me, my thought process from that is seeing how strong Toph was. I would think it would be the fact that they got caught by surprise. So getting caught by surprise might have actually would have been what that made them not react in time and to be ready to be able to fight against Tagah. Plus another thing about Tagah is that hairbending is invisible to the eyes. That's one. Plus two, he had new techniques that they've never been exposed to from Avatar Aang, because Aang did not even have the techniques that Tagah had. Tagah had to teach Aang most of these techniques. So the surprise element and the fact that they do not know what they are dealing with, plus hairbending being invisible, could explain why they got no diff by Tagah alone against the whole Avatar team. But yeah, that definitely made the Avatar feel nerfed. Another thing again was that came up with in Charlie's video that I'm 100% behind is how the Denied were able to become masters of embedding after getting the energy. Like, come on. It takes the whole of the Avatar's childhood to be able to learn how to use each of the bending elements. It took Avatar a long period of time to be able to learn how to use each of the bending elements. And this Denied just came up, and in less than one day, they were mastering hairbending and able to hold their own against the OG team Avatar. Nah. That was distasteful. That left a bad taste in my mouth. And like I said, Toph respected us visually. She made sure that whenever Toph came up, the combat was top notch. But the rest of the avatars were actually struggling. Now, another point that I could bring up about that was like they were holding back so as not to harm the denied, because if they went all out, there was a huge possibility that there were going to be more injuries. But still, Team Avatar being pushed back by new hairbenders really left a sour taste in my mouth, a distasteful taste in my mouth. And like I said, Zuko did not give us 1 cent of lightning bending. Nothing came from lightning bending. I was like, come on, this is Avatar, is the bending elements. No lightning, come on. That was actually my biggest disappointment in the whole movie. I wanted to see a little bit of electricity bending. We saw metal bending. Why didn't we see electricity bending? Another thing that Charlie brought up was the fact that Team Avatar did not feel like friends. There was no bonding. There was no bonding moments. There were not a lot of bonding moments that would make us get this family feeling that we usually get from classic Avatar. And that is true. And that ties into what I said in the point about the movie being rushed, or that the movie not taking enough time to flesh things out. And yeah, if you're going to use movie's length for something that had enough material that could be fleshed out to become a season, there are going to be moments where you're going to have to cut things out. If we were supposed to get a lot of different bonding moments in a season, we would get like 1 or 2 or 3 in a movie, because it's the movie that there were scenes whereby Team Avatar was bonding, there were scenes where there were jokes, there were scenes whereby everybody was doing the things that they would usually do in the old Avatar, and that was cool. But there wasn't a lot of it, because like I said, it was a movie's length. It was movie's length with material that could be fleshed out in a season, so things had to be rushed. Things have to be done quickly. This, to me, if I was supposed to give my feeling about what I think about this feels like a movie you would give to the board of directors, because you know that if the board of directors watch the movie, they are going to give their approval that it's going to be good. This is not something that's going to be evergreen. This is not something that is going to be close to the emotions, to the quality we get from classic Avatar that made us love the show so much. This is mostly like, oh shit, we have a deadline, we have to get something in front of the board of directors. This is how and we're just gonna do something that we can present to them, and that they can say thumbs up to it, approve it, and we can get it out to the masses. Now, like I said, the movie wasn't totally all about all these things that we just talked about, all about these bad things that we just talked about. The movie was amazing. Ooh, the visuals. The first thing that's gonna captivate you is the animation and the visuals and the graphics. Then after that, the sound. Ooh, they took their time with the sound. They really gave us something that was, they respected our ears. They gave us something that was really appealing sound-wise. And then we have the battles, the choreography with the battles, top notch. You would not be bored. There won't be one moment of boredom in this movie. I guess that's one of the advantages of having movie length. Putting a dense material in movie length is that you don't get bored at one moment, because since they're rushing up things, there's always something new for you to see. Because from the beginning to the end, there wasn't really any slow moments. There was always something that was catching your attention until you got to the end. So yeah, the movie really did a good job on making a really beautiful, amazing movie that was amazing both musically, visually, and that was well directed. The directors of this movie, though, they knew what they were doing. They knew they were gonna give us something that we were gonna enjoy, that was gonna be entertaining. Now, we don't know about if it's something that's going to make us connect completely to the classic Avatar, but they did a perfect job with this movie. Chef kiss. So another way I would describe the movie, it's like a catchy pop song. Everybody enjoys it, everybody loves it, but 6 months later, nobody's talking about it anymore. Because the movie was not going to help you, was not going to connect you emotionally like the way the original show connected. The art isn't there, the depth isn't there. The quality of the story that's gonna hook you and keep staying in your mind for a long period of time isn't there. But apart from that, like I said, it's a catchy pop song. You're gonna enjoy, you're gonna love it, you're gonna dance to it for the time, and you're definitely gonna get the most bang for your buck when you go watch it. That's for sure. And Tagah definitely stole the show. Toph did not lie when she said he was. Who said he was handsome? I think Zuko said Tagah was handsome. Yeah, he is handsome, but it's not only that. It's the PTSD going into the depth, giving him a deeper character. It is his fighting style, it is his mentorship. It feels like someone that knows a lot and that is ready to impact that knowledge to people around him, and is ready to impact people's lives. He feels like someone that loves deeply too, because it is the death of all his colleagues 5,000 years ago that hurt him to the point of him becoming the way he was now, talking about making sure that there's no other benders apart from airbenders, and making sure that airbenders are the ones ruling all the other people that use all the other there. So yeah, Tagah stole the show. Sonam too, we had quality. We had a quality character with Sonam. We had quality storytelling with Sonam. They did not flesh them out as deeply as I would love them to. How she got to the other side of the avatar state, whereby you cannot really get to her until you are in a position of shame. Deeper story, deeper lore on what happened between Sonam and Tagah. All of that, I would have loved to have more details about their background. But yeah, dense material, movie length, you are not gonna get everything. You're still gonna get entertained though. This is what's interesting. None of this hit me while I was watching the movie. None of this hit me after I finished watching the movie and I got home. I was having a great time. It wasn't until I watched Charlie's review, that's when everything clicked, and I was like, oh wait a minute. These were all the things I was feeling when I was watching the movie, but I couldn't put words on it. This was in my head, but I couldn't put words on it. But now after watching his video, I was like, yeah, he nailed it. This is exactly what I was feeling. He nailed it. In my opinion, Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender, was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I would absolutely watch it again. I would recommend it. I just don't think it captures the magic, the same heart, or the same unforgettable feelings that classic Avatar gave to us. That might be, it might be nostalgia talking though, because like we were kids when we watched classic Avatar. So that would make you get this strong tie and this strong connection to classic Avatar, that guess what, kids watching this movie might actually get the same tie, and maybe the next 10 years or 20 years they pull out a new Avatar movie and they're like, no, the Avatar movie is completely different from what they watched in 2026. Who knows? That might be the case. It might be the nostalgia from me watching classic Avatar that makes me feel the way I feel about the movie. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did Charlie change your opinion? Did you have the same opinion as Charlie? Did you have the same opinion as me too? Or you think something completely different about the movie? Do you think it was being harsh? Do you think I'm being harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comment and let's chat. If you enjoyed this reaction to Charlie's video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Also, I stream on Twitch. All the information is in the description. I post videos on YouTube. I post videos on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You guys should go check them out. You guys should go follow me. And I also have a Discord community where everybody that follows me goes to hang out. That's the headquarters. That's where everybody goes to hang out. That's where I do some announcements about my upcoming streams. If I have any events, if I have a Tekken event or a Tekken championship going on, I'll drop an announcement over there. And there's always a notification over there whenever I go live, in case you don't want to miss me when I go live. If you have any questions for me, or if you want to catch me or chat with me after when I'm not posting a video or when I'm not streaming, definitely hop on the Discord community, and there we are one big family. So yeah, you guys stay safe, stay out of trouble. Catch you on the next one.